Welcome back. Mike Quarry preparing for his next delivery. Start of frame 5, and he and Phil Hulst and Victor Krasavkin will play off. Winner goes through to meet the defending champion Matt Miller in the final. Big Mike with his delivery. Powerful bowler, this man, and he'll be annoyed with that. Can't quite get his pacing right on this lane.
Yeah, not a bad looking shot. There's the 10-pin in the corner, obviously from the UK. As is Matt Miller. Quite a decent pedigree for Mike. He's playing the European Tour at the moment, and he has mentioned that if he can get things together, he'd like to go and play some of the events on the World Series of Bowling PBA in the USA. With a nice big red ball like that, I'm sure he'll get on very well.
Fitting just fine.
Takes himself a spare in the 4th frame.
Now, he's the godfather of Russian 10-pin bowling, and Cass, this is the man that's largely credited with getting the sport underway in that country.
Known as Old Vic to his friends. Yes, the man that's, I think he's national coach, actually. And he's had his haircut specially for this event, by the look of it. Goes high through the head pin and leaves a single 3-pin standing. Yes, on the serious side, he has been the pioneer of Russian bowling. He's been a squad member for a good few years. Now looks after some of the younger players that are breaking through, and there are some very good players coming from that area of the world.
Yes, I mean this
10-pin bowling does take off big time there.
Yeah, this bowling promotion cup has allowed him to get some exposure himself, but as he often says, you know, it's about bringing the youth through and the younger players through. Andreev is one of his prodigies, but Victor does well because he's a businessman primarily, and he has to try and combine that, as do a lot of 10-pin bowlers. He has to try and combine his job, his family, with promoting the sport. So it's rather nice to see him here alongside Bruno, trying to move the sport forward in Europe, and Victor gets that one on the way.
Yeah, he will admit that he's not the highest average player. I mean, he's probably carried 200 reasonably easily, but no more than that. But it's the participation, as you mentioned, the promotion of the game, just coming here, getting himself seen, and obviously this comes in through Russian television networks as well. It's better for Phil Hulst in frame number 5.
Yes, the likelihood is it will be Hulst or Quarry who will go on to meet Matt Miller. It'll be an interesting game. Miller versus his international compatriot Quarry.
Yeah, I'm sure they've played plenty of times together. They blatantly advertised the London Pro Shop at the Heathrow Airport Bowl, which is Matt Miller's pro shop. And you can see the angles that Big Mike is throwing. He's standing way left. It's really coast to coast. With these high-revving reactive bowling balls and the dryness of the lane, players have to move left and start throwing it right. But at the moment, it's Victor Krasavkin that holds a small lead, just about 19 pins at the moment.
Now, the way this oil pattern is, if you haven't got that many revs, then, you know, just keep it straight and get into the pocket's fine, but not that pocket. That's a bit of luck for Victor. Just apologises to the fans and the other two bowlers, but Victor, take them while they're on offer.
Simon, you were absolutely spot on about the speed, though. Now, that was a lot slower speed, and of course it came off the oil at 40 feet and just started to turn left. So it was an errant shot, but he'll take the score.
Now, both Mike and Phil are working hard on their speed control as well, but because of the amount of revs they put on the ball, they can hold it right out on the edge of this oil pattern and then bring it back to the pocket. Case in point from Phil Hulst. Thank you for that, Phil.
Absolutely spot on, Simon. You haven't seen him practicing before, but he's actually a very good bowler.
Well, you think he can kick on, don't you? You think he can do something?
Absolutely, I really do, yeah. He's got a bright future. He just needs pointing in the right direction. I mentioned he needs to get his mental game together. He can go 8 or 9 frames and all of a sudden he'll lose one because he hasn't been thinking about the job in hand. Needs to get to the 10th frame, shoot the last ball and then relax.
Mike Quarry, very sociable character, really good laugh off the lanes, and the life and soul of the tournament. And again, when you talk about the mental aspect of the game, sometimes you can enjoy yourself too much at a tournament. Sometimes you got to lock yourself away a little bit mentally.
Yes, much more the game is becoming a physical and mental game as well. It's so easy to be distracted. There's so much going on around you. You really, like Sergey does, he puts his glasses on and kind of gets locked in, tries to ignore everything that's going on around him.
Yes, different kind of glasses to the ones that Mike Quarry's got on. And Mike sends it down, just about hangs on to the lane there. It's a little bit of Wes Malott about him.
You mean Big Wes?
Yeah.
And Big Mike.
I do like the way they bowl. Always good to watch. Now, Victor, can he hold on to this line that he's managed to find down the middle of the lane? He was a bit lucky last time. And the trouble is, Cass, if he moves it a little bit further right, he runs the risk of staying out there.
He can come off the wrong point of that oil pattern at the end of it, and it has gone wide as well, hasn't he? But it's come back. Unfortunately, missed the pocket. He leaves the 3 and the 10. He's gone so high through the headpin, so he's tried to make the adjustment and it hasn't quite worked. It is all a matter of speed control as well, which is something that Phil Hulst does very well. So he's pretty much got this game 90% beaten. It's just a matter of getting out and getting a bit more experience against probably some of the higher ranked international players and some of the really big tournaments, which unfortunately means a lot of travelling around the world. Oh. And that wobbling 10 pin just won't go.
How did that stay up? Again, it would have been a slightly fortunate strike if it had gone down, but certainly getting enough of the deck on that occasion. Victor then to tidy up.
Well, hopefully, yeah, the ball will go through the middle of these two. Thank you very much, Victor. Great looking shot, good spare.
But a shake of the head from Victor. I think he's bowled well enough up to this point to think he had a chance in this one. But unfortunately for him, both Phil and Mike have got their angles right. They're both crankers, both big hooking players, and they can cope with this condition.
Yeah, he's sitting there with the shout with a couple of frames to go. And Phil just hangs that one. Oh, dear, oh dear. I thought that was going in the channel for a minute.
Yeah, both he and Mike have dangled a couple over the edge there on 10 spares.
Might want to get back on strikes on this right-hand lane. Haven't seen too many doubles or a turkey yet.
The ground right on it as soon as it leaves the bowler's hands, but he's planted that one right in the left-hand corner of that lane. That is getting very tight for Mike Quarry down there.
Yeah, he's getting right out on the, well, we count from right to left, but it's about the 35th or 36th board.
Wow.
From the right going left. You can count it as the 5th board from the left if you're a left-hander, but 39 boards across the lane, 20 board in the middle, and there's 19 either side of that centre line. Again, low on revs, short on speed, and no result. Now, a couple of spares here are kind of letting Victor's game down. Phil Hulst and Mike Quarry got chances to go past him. There you see that huge thumb insert. We call it a thumb slug, but it's...
And do they just screw the slug in, or does it just literally slide into that?
It screws in. You can either have a 90-degree screw turn on it or a full 360.
There you go.
Once it's there,
it's not going anywhere.
No, that's right.
Yeah, otherwise they'd come out every time you threw. There's a big pop of air released as the thumb comes out of the ball. Just heard that in the background as Phil threw that one, and that was a good delivery.
Yeah, he's pacing 239 if he can strike off.
Yeah, this is a close one, isn't it?
Yeah, we're frame 8, and
if someone blinks, they're going to cost themselves dear here, so staying clean first and foremost. And Victor's done that. Well done.
yeah, left the 3-6 and the 10, but 2 spares in a row. He's losing pins every time on these spares, but I think Phil and Mike have got him in their sights. Mike working on a strike.
Well, it has to be. It has to be, because Phil is looking good at the moment.
Yeah, he's just got his nose in front, so Mike, although he's been hit in the pocket, he hasn't been carrying all 10 pins on a regular basis. You can see how far he's even moving further left as we look at him on the approach there.
Big delivery this one for Big Mike. He's definitely made an adjustment here. Well, that's unlucky.
Very fortunate.
It could have been the big one, couldn't it?
Yeah, just trips out that 4 and leaves the 10 pin standing.
Well, it worked for him on the right-hand lane. He's wondering why it didn't work on the left, but that looked to be a completely different pace of delivery.
Yeah, just didn't get it quite right, so out comes that ultra red spare ball, hard surface, and this ball will go pretty much straight at this 10 pin.
They'll be calling that the tomato if he makes it out to the World Series, yeah, on the PBA.
Yeah, you're quite right. There's the very excited audience. Now Victor can go 235 if he can strike out.
Oh, yes.
And that's a good-looking shot and a nice bit of body language in the foundation frame for Victor Krasavkin.
Little look from Phil Hulst across to him there. He's got to work for this one as he gets out the Shrek ball.
Yeah, Phil's working on a double. It's frame 9 for him. He knows what he's got to do. He's 239 off the sheet, which means if he strikes all the way through, frames 9, 3 of the 10th, and a 239, which will be the winning score. The score's slowly coming down as the lane condition breaks down. Oh. You can see he's gone left, and even further left.
Take it.
And it's 2 strikes in a row, although he's gone Brooklyn.
I tell you what, for that the first 2/3 of that delivery, Victor would have been thinking, I'm in here. And then it's gone and demolished it, Brooklyn.
Absolute brilliant shot.
The 1-2 pocket for the right-hander is not where you should be, but it will sometimes produce a strike.
Yeah, his radar didn't quite work. His sat-nav sent him in the wrong direction, but he did get the maximum result. Corey looking for another strike, and guess what? He's left a 10 pin just for a change again.
That's probably Mike Quarry done and dusted.
Well, he's on 5 10 pins in this game and hasn't put a double together, so he's struggling for a